Hello everybody, my name is Dodie and this is Dodie's Digits. In this video I am going to do a glitter ombre nail. The inspiration for the glitter ombre comes from Lillian Fox wraps. I love glitter ombres and wraps are a good way to get a glitter ombre, but you can also do it with just loose glitter. So I was inspired by these glitter ombre nails here on Lillian Fox, particularly this one here called I Made You Look. I Made You Look is the one that inspired my nails today. So I'm going to see if I can recreate this wrap on my nail. I'm using the Essie Good as Gold nail polish and two glitters from SheModern. The Essie Good as Gold is a great polish to use. It is a one coater. It is sparkly. It's not super yellow gold. It'd be a good base for the glitters to lay on in case there's any bare spots that the glitter doesn't cover. That polish will show through. When this polish dries, it looks glossy and shiny. It is a very metallic polish. The two glitters I'm using from SheModern is Hollow Rose and Hollow Sand. These are very sparkly, super fine glitters that work great for glitter ombres. I'm also going to use these two stampers that I have that I don't worry about getting damaged. When you put glitter onto the stamper, it can damage the surface, so use an old one. To start out, I'm going to use tape and just kind of section off part of the stamper so that way glitter only gets on half. And I'm going to start here with the rose gold, sprinkle it on. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to burnish it on my nail directly. I'll show that later in the video. I like burnishing it onto the stamper because I have more control on where the glitter goes. And I have that step done. It makes it a little less messy too for my nail. I also don't have to burnish it directly on my finger, so that also prevents me from making any mistakes, not waiting for the tacky layer to get where it needs to be. So if it's not quite dry, having it already burnished, I won't mess it up on my nail. So after removing the tape, I'm just going to now go ahead and sprinkle the gold onto the other side and burnish that into the stamper. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the rose hollow, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the sand hollow and kind of do a mixy in between. When I do a glitter ombre again, I'm going to place the glitter long ways on the stamper instead of the way I'm placing it now, which is the diagram on the right. That way I can do an entire hand with one stamper worth of glitter and maybe only have to reload it once for my thumbs. When working with glitter, I always have a piece of paper under it to catch all the loose glitter so I can easily toss it away. Now it's time to apply the glitter. I'm going to use Clear Jelly Stamper Sticky Base Polish. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes for this one to dry, and I do allow this one to dry about 3 minutes because it stays tacky longer than if you use like a sticky base coat like Orly Bonder. So I'm going to set my timer here and wait 3 minutes, and then it's easy. You just stamp on the glitter. Voila! Now I noticed I had a little bare spot, and that was with my error in applying the sticky base layer. So make sure the sticky base layer covers the nail completely. But it's an easy patch, so all I'm going to do is just paint a little bit here on the edges. And go ahead and paint some other nails while I wait for that one to dry. You see, I'm trying to get all these little edges here. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. And now I'll just use my stamper to patch it up. I have a very curved nail, so it can be hard to get in those little edges there. Line up the stamper and stamp those on. See, if I had the stamper painted the other way, I could have got all of them. I just use a semi-fluffy brush to get off the excess glitter, and I'm going to apply some more glitter over my stamper. I think at this point I realized I should have done these the opposite way. But here we are. We'll go with what we got. I also decided when applying the glitters the second time just to see if I needed to have that tape layer, if the gradient will still be there if I didn't use the tape to section off the two different colors. So this is an experiment. I'm going to see which one looks better. And you guys can let me know in the comments when the final nails are revealed which one you like. So I am changing it up. I'm going to try Orly Bonder just so you guys can see that the Orly Bonder works great too to apply the glitter ombre to the nail. Orly Bonder dries a little faster, so usually I wait about 30 seconds, no longer than a minute, to apply the ombre to the nail. You can apply it directly since the glitter is already burnished. And there we go. Works like a charm. After brushing off the excess glitter, I just go in with the pointy eyeliner brush that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I am just going along the nail fold and the side walls to get all that glitter kind of separated from the sticky base coat that may have flooded. The glitters that are separated will just brush away when I use my little fluffy brush. The index finger and middle finger use the tape method, and the ring and the pinky use no tape method. So which ombre effect do you like? I think the ring and the pinky was more blended with the ombre effect, but I can distinctly see the two different colors with using the tape. I also attempted the ombre effect without using the stamper, just to see if I can do it, just to see if you really need the stamper to get that effect. Now I'm applying a layer of Orly Bonder to my nail, and the key is the Orly Bonder has to dry about 30 to 60 seconds, and it's hard to get the timing right when you're applying the glitter directly to the nail. And as you can see, the glitter is kind of going everywhere on my nail. I don't have any control over this gradient. But if you just want to burnish the glitter onto your nail, this is an excellent, simple, easy manicure. Just sprinkle it on and then burnish it. Now my Orly Bonder started to dry faster than I can get the glitter out and onto my nail. And that's one of the reasons why I like using the stamper, because the burnishing part is done. I am not wasting any time with getting the glitter out. I have control. I don't have to worry about, there's just a little less variables that I have to deal with. But as you can see, the glitter did not burnish over there because it dried too fast. But it's easy fix. I just brush off the excess, apply some more Orly Bonder, and do it again. And this time I am using my little stamper here because it doesn't let me down. Ooh, look at that. So I'm going to repeat this on all my nails. And at this point, with all this experimenting, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to slap whatever glitters on my stamper, no matter what the gradient looks like, whatever the color. So this right hand is just me being tired and lazy, not wanting to burnish any more glitters, and trying to use up everything on my stamper. And you know what? That's fine. Really, you know, my hands are sisters. They're not twin sisters. They're more like fraternal twins, you know? Here I am brushing off the excess glitter. I thought about using a top coat, but then I thought, why not just use glitter? More glitter polish on top just to seal in those glitters before I go in with the final top coat. That way I don't contaminate my favorite top coat. So I'm just using this glitter. It is close to what the glitters look like on my hand. These just add a little extra dimension of sparkle too. So yeah, I'm going to apply this glitter. I'm going to let it dry completely. And then I'll go in with the final layer of top coat. Now, look at here. This is a couple of days later. I did not get any filming done, and I didn't think my nails were sparkly enough, if that's possible. Yeah. So I went in with some platinum dots and I added those to my nails. And since my hands are fraternal sisters, or just really close looking sisters, I did different dots on each hand. So my left hand, which has the gradients done right, has the dots at the cuticle. My right hand, since it doesn't really have a gradient, it's kind of a hodgepodge of leftover glitters, I did the dots down the center. I just wanted to see which of these effects I like more. And I had to show this in light. Oh, look at this flashlight. Man, the hollow and those platinum dots. That is absolutely not sparkly enough. It is. It is super, super sparkly. But look, here is the glamour shot. You might want to put some sunglasses on. Here we go. Woo! Yeah, I have been entertained. Ooh, and the next day, some sunlight came out, so I had to grab it. Ooh, man, that gradient is so pretty. Yeah, this was a fun manicure, but anytime I get a chance to play with glitters, it is fun times. Well, that is it. Those are my glitter nails with just some loose glitter and a little bit of paint. Well, if you like my video and you like my channel, please consider subscribing. I have awesome subscribers and I'd love for you to be one. Thank you so much for coming over to my channel and watching this little video. Hope you have a great day. Bye.